Karyn Bryant for MMA Heat. I'm here with Jake Ellenberger, who's facing Rory MacDonald at UFC on Fox. Full house today here at Reign. We come here a lot, but you got a lot of good guys pushing the pace right now with you.
Yeah, you know, it's been an unbelievable week, and in my opinion, it's been one of the toughest weeks of training for me that probably I've had in my career. But the gym's full. You know, a lot of people, a lot of good rounds for sure.
So you're looking lean and mean already. Can't do my math right now on how many days out we are. Not that many. So where's your weight at, and you know, how are you feeling in terms of physicality and being prepared?
Weight's good. Weight's really the best it's ever been for me. You know, I've been being pushed really hard by my boxing coach. We've been doing a lot of movement, a lot of footwork, just stuff that I haven't done before. Really, you know, keep building each fight. Things I do well, and really studying what Rory does well, and finding what I can do to really exploit that. But everything's going great. I mean, it's been a hard week. I'm looking forward to just chilling this weekend, not doing anything this weekend.
So, in your assessment, then, what does Rory do well?
You know, he does a lot of things well. He's got a good jab. He has got some good kicks. He comes in shape. You know, I mean, that's one of his best weapons. He comes in great shape, and you know, there's not any big holes anywhere. But I don't spend a lot of time putting too much thought into what he does extremely well. You know, I acknowledge what he does well, and I know what I do really well. So I feel like we need to get what I got to do to get into an advantageous position, and it's gonna help me win the fight.
And I know you don't necessarily want to give away your strategy, but what would you like to do to be able to implement your game?
Really, just my speed. The speed is going to be the X factor for me. You know, I got to kind of touch on it in my last fight with Marquardt. You know, it's just kind of that's just the beginning. You know, working with some fantastic coaches. Like I said, I'm doing a lot of things that I've never done before in my career. You know, I've been fighting for 8 years now, and I'm doing a lot of things that I've never done before. But that's what it's going to take to really get to that next level. And
that strength and conditioning kinds of things?
A little bit, yeah. A lot of footwork, just getting faster hands, footwork, speed and agility. So I'm looking to really just show how much farther I keep going. And you know, it's not really a secret what I'm going to do. I'm going to get inside and hurt him. He knows that.
So speaking of hurting him, you've thrown some verbal jabs already. Let's talk. What? You know, it's funny because I was reviewing them. I was like, that's my sweet Jake saying that kind of stuff. What's going on? The latest was, welcome to Shea Ellenberger, Cameron sandwiches served face down. So what's going on with the Twitter?
Oh, I love it. You know, Rory, it's more for myself. I get a laugh at it. I laugh at it. It makes more fans intrigued about the fight, but he gets agitated pretty easily. He responded to me, which is exactly what I was hoping he would do. You know, he kind of, I won that battle, so it's fun. For more than anything, it's for laughs. At the end of the day, we can solve this problem. We're gonna fight either way. So whether I say something or not, I still got to go out there and perform, and that's what really I'm excited about.
Now, you have mentioned before that you thought you've faced tougher competition, that you weren't necessarily that impressed with Rory's list of victories. So can you touch on that a little bit? Why do you think that?
Sure. You know, one thing about Rory is I think, you know, he's got that stamp of approval of GSP behind him. So that's a huge thing, especially in the media. And he's got a lot of potential. You know, I think a lot of the guys, you know, I'm friends with a lot of the guys that he's fought before. You know, Mike Guyman's a good friend of mine, Mike Pyle. A lot of guys that I know well, and they gave him a little too much respect. You know what I mean? In this sport, you can't fight with being timid. You can't fight giving too much respect. In this sport, hesitation will get you killed, just like in combat. I mean, I was in the Marine Corps. Same thing they taught us there. Hesitation will get you killed. And you know, for me, it's like if I go out there and I do, and I'm on, I can beat anybody in the world. And I really do believe that. I wouldn't say it if I didn't. So, a big thing is people give Rory too much respect.
But he did fight BJ Penn, because that's what I was going to say. When people, you know, if you say, well, he hasn't faced somebody tough, I mean, he's fighting a legend, though.
Right. I think BJ's a 155er. Am I right? Well, you know, BJ's a good friend of mine, though, but he walks around 167 pounds, you know. I actually trained with BJ before that fight, and, you know, BJ, I'll tell you, too, you know, he's a lot more of a natural weight for 155, you know. You got a guy who's 190 fighting a guy who's 168. It's like, that's a pretty big advantage, you know. But for sure, BJ Penn is an absolute legend, one of my favorite fighters of all time. But, you know, things have been changing, you know what I mean? It's just the way that how much athletes have become a big part of this sport, and just there's so many more factors nowadays, you know, so it's constantly changing, and you got to keep evolving.
On a side note, do you want BJ to keep fighting?
I do. I absolutely do. As a fan, as a friend, everybody wants to see BJ fight. I would love to see him fight again at 55, but that's his choice.
Let's move on to your division, though, back up to the 170s. How close are we to a title shot? We were talking off camera here about contracts and renewals and things like that, and how close do you think you are? Because it seems like you've been on the right path. You had a little hiccup, but you're on the trajectory.
Well, I'm not really sure. I've been told this fight will be for the #1 contender, but I haven't looked past this fight at all. That's kind of noise in the peanut gallery. I'm not really thinking about it. In my whole career, I've really taken it one fight at a time. I've done in the past. I've looked past guys, and it doesn't go well. You know what I mean? So I've gotten really close and not had it, but it just makes me that much more hungry. So really, eventually we'll get there. So really, I'm focused on Rory and take care of that.
Who'd you look past before?
Martin Kampmann, for sure. And no disrespect to him, because he's obviously a high-level fighter, but I admitted it. I looked past him. I didn't take him seriously and had a bad night.
Yeah, but we learn from our defeats, don't we?
Absolutely. You'll learn way more from a defeat than you will from any win.
Right. And I should say. Well, I was going to ask you this, and I will ask you this, and we can separate this as well. But I am curious your thoughts on Kampmann versus Condit, which is coming up later in August.
I just heard that's a great fight. That's going to be exciting to watch. As a fan, I'm looking forward to watching that fight.
Would you be pulling for one more than the other?
Not necessarily.
Or would you like a rematch with one more than the other?
Both, for sure. But you know what? You got to give both these guys respect. They're top guys. They're veterans. I've actually became friends with Condit, a super nice guy. Cam, I don't have anything personal against either of these guys, but that's going to be a fun fight to watch for sure. I think they're both technical. I couldn't even tell you who's going to win that fight. That's a close fight.
I'm excited. I'll be working on that fight for FS1, so that's going to be great. Lastly, I want to talk a little bit about, we were talking at the top of this, who's been here, but you've been sticking it to Chael. I know Chael's been coming down here. You've been working him over?
Yeah, he has. Chael's a sharp guy, but he's fun to train with. He works hard. One thing that has never changed about Chael, he always likes to work. He likes to learn. He likes to work hard. So when he's in the gym, he really takes training seriously. So it's cool to be around. I used to train with Chael back at Team Quest, like in 06, 07. So it's been years since I've been able to train with him. But it's cool to have him down here, though. He works hard, and he's always a fun guy to train with.
And we see Uriah Hall down here, Kelvin Gastelum. It's funny, we were here one time when Uriah was here for the first time and kind of checking the gym out, and we pointed to you as an example of what this environment can do to somebody and how great it can shape them. So what have you seen from Uriah? And I know Kelvin's just here for this week and stuff, but are you impressed with this kid? Yeah,
absolutely. You could tell just by the way he trains, he's super skilled, super technical, and he's here to work on some of the holes in his game, which are the transitions and stuff. Which this gym specializes in is the transitions. But he works hard too. It's a good energy, you know what I mean? It's hard because you can tell who's going to fit in and who's not, and really. Uriah hasn't had a problem at all. I mean, he loves. Again, he's another guy who likes to learn. He likes to work. And I mean, I'm really like an example of the last 3 years. You know what I mean? You've been out here 3 years ago when I first came out here, and I mean, I was getting broke, like thrown around. Like it was never even enjoyable being here for a while. But just that persistence, that hard work, and you know what I mean, getting better, and having a guy like Munoz in your corner. I mean, that's you couldn't ask for a better coach.
How psyched were you about his win last week over Boach?
Oh man, I was so jacked. I was excited. Yeah, just because he's been through so much, I mean, Mark. There's nobody in the game that I know that works harder than Mark. There's not anybody really I could tell you that works harder than Mark. And after his fight, I was so excited. I went back and actually did about a 45-minute workout with my boxing coach afterwards. I was just so excited. I was like, I'm on in 3 weeks. So we went back, we worked out hard. But yeah, I was super excited for Mark.
Very nice. So what do you do to chillax after? You're gonna, it's still gonna be summertime. You're gonna be done with your fight. You might have some bonus money. You might have, some victory money there. So what are you gonna take a vacation after the fact?
Yes, just relaxing on the beach. I mean, that's what I love about Southern California: the water, the beach. Depois minha luta, eu vou voltar no Brasil.
Really?
3 semanas.
Wow, 3 semanas. Boa, boa. Você está estudando ainda, sim?
Isso, sim. Eu tenho 3 seminários lá. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Look at that, Brazil. Ellenberger's coming to you. Seminars, 3 weeks. Awesome, awesome. Very good, very good.
Looking forward to Brazil.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Well, Jake, it's always a pleasure, and we've said it before, just how proud we are of you here at MMA Heat. We feel like we've really watched your progress over the years. So you're doing good things. I think this fight with Rory is going to be really exciting and really tough for both of you. So
absolutely, it's a big challenge. You know what I mean? This is the test. You know what I mean? You practice every day. That's what we train for. We train for the highest level of adversity. You know what I mean? I'm focused and ready.
It's very nice. Can't wait to see it. Thanks for talking today.
Thanks, Karyn.